Let's look at how to solve this problem. Anaya won 75% of the games that she and her family played. Way to go, Anaya. If she won 18 games, how many total games did her family play? On the right, if you look at my work, I wrote down important facts. Anaya won 75% of the games she and her family played, and Anaya won 18 games. And my question is, out of how many? And that's what the question ultimately over here is asking. How many total games did her family play? When I build my line diagram, I start from 0 to 100%. I mark off the things I know. I know that Anaya won 75% of the games that were played, and I know that that value is 18 games. That ratio is complete. 18 games is the 75% that she won. What we don't know is the total number of games her family played. So I left that blank above 100%. In this kind of a situation, we're going to want to write a statement that helps us write an equation to solve. So we're going to use our algebra skills. The statement would read 75% of what amount is 18. 75% of sum total is the 18 games that Anaya won. To change that into an equation, we write the 75% as its decimal for the multiplier, 0.75 or 75 hundredths. Of what amount, I don't know, so I'm going to use X to represent that total that we're looking for. But we know that it is 18. 75% of whatever that total happens to be is 18. So it has to equal 18 when I write my equation. 0.75 times X equals 18. Now solving it. We learned that when we solve for X, X is like a unit rate per one X. Any amount of X's that we have is always the amount that we want to divide by. So in this case, I know we're using that percent as a multiplier, so it's a decimal, 75 hundredths X. But still, that is what you need to divide by. So whatever we do on one side of the equation, we have to do on the other side. So we divide both sides by 75 hundredths. And you can see right here, I put a box around it. This is a giant 1. And that's what we want to happen, because then that means that we have X. This is 1X. So I wrote over here because I was running out of room. On the right side of the equation, 18 also needs to be divided by 75 hundredths. And when you take 18 divided by 0.75, it gives you 24. We're just working backwards, figuring out what that total would be, what that value of X would need to be so that 75% of it is 18. So the answer to this question, 24 total games were played by Anaya's family.